Hello everyone, this is Paula back to do part 2 of the altered book, which is the blue poppies. Now, the majority of this is blue poppies. There's a little bit of other flowers included as well, but primarily it's poppies. Now, this is the first page, the inside cover. Okay, and this is the second, I call the inside cover. Okay, and then in the back it has the same sort of thing. And the reason is because the navy, there's some navy paper just off of the front of the books, and I just thought we'd keep that and make it have a little classy look. So this is going to be a navy book, as you can see. Shocker, right? So I've had to prep quite a bit because doing these borders, not the first page, but doing the borders around these navy things on some of these took forever. So I knew we couldn't do that on a video. So a couple of these got prepped. So see, like this one, for instance, it's prepped with this blue, which is this type of paper. Okay. Now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and let me get my glues out here. We'll go ahead and get these first few that I prepped. I've actually prepped a lot, but because I knew this book would take way too long if we didn't. So this one is prepped here. So you'll get to see how it's prepped as we go along. That way, there's no question to what colors are going to be where. Now, this is primarily like going to be a journaling book. Now, there is a lot of loud pictures in this on the digitals, but that's not going to make a difference because where there's loud prints, we'll put pockets and we'll put, things. We're still going to decorate the pages just like we would any other time. We're not going to make it overly bulky. And so we have to be careful about that, but we will incorporate these same colors. Okay, and maybe we'll incorporate another pop of another color like yellow or something. I don't know. We'll see. All right, so I cut this apart, not realizing it was the only one I had. So I don't know how this page is going to look in comparison to some of the others. Because, we did have, I was looking here to see if we had more of it. And I'm going to take a second look. Now, those are not pages. These are extra pages. I've got the one with the flowers at the bottom, but not at the top. I've only got these 3. 2 of them are alike. And I don't see anything's mixed in here somewhere else. I did incorporate those little birds are going to be incorporated into the book. So, yeah, that's it. That's all of those. So we're going to have to put this one in with these things cut in half. Okay. All right. So what did I just pick up? Okay, there it is. Thought I picked up the pages for this book. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and put these in individually. Now, when we start on the other pages, these are this is a straight page, so it doesn't have to have a lot of finagling. And, the next one's a straight page also, it looks like. Yeah. So we'll work around that, and we'll get them in. Okay. All right, let's get our little... Let's see, which side do we want to do first? See, what I'm concerned about is getting getting the little papers down into the groove, into the binding crease, because those will make a difference. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm using my glue stick here right next to you, meaning the book, And then I'm taking glitter glue and I'm going around the whole outside edge. It has made a big difference on how the book attaches into the binding compared to the last time we did a altered book. So I'm happy about that. And I've just been putting a little squiggle of glue down the middle as well. Now, you know, when it gets all glued down like this, it's a little more to handle, but we can do it. So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to turn this kind of sideways because I want to make sure I get it lined up down in the center of the book. Excuse me, my allergies, oh my word. They have drove me crazy. I am sorry, guys. Of course, it waits to start in when I'm on a video, right? I did bring myself something to drink to my camera setup, and that does make a difference. Now, this is staying down in there really nicely, so I think it has to do with that glue, you know, with the glitter glue, because it, excuse me, does make a big difference. Now, just so you know, digitals do get little wrinkles in them. Not super bad. It's kind of weird because it's not all of them that does it. It's just, you know, every other one. Okay, so here is our glue stick again. I'm going to go, since I've been trying to get back to my normal routine of doing a video every day or every other day, both my wrists have been hurting, which is weird. It's my arthritis is what it is, but I need to have it injected and calm down. So I got to do that on Monday, and hopefully that will help a lot. Okay, I'm coming down onto the page with some glitter glue now. It's not coming out as fast because I'm getting down to the part of the glitter glue that is about gone. But I'm trying to finish this bottle up before I open my next one. I got it ready to go just in case. I hope you guys have been having fun, crafty days under the circumstances we're in. I mean, what else is there to do, right? I can't sit and read for hours. So, you know, I might read a little bit here and there, but I've really been trying to work hard in my room. The next video is going to be on our tag series, and we'll come back to this in between. And this time our tags are going to be basically Easter. So that ought to be fun, huh? Now I'm going to turn this again. I'm going to turn it sideways because it seemed to work pretty good that way last time. Okay, now I'm going to go down and make sure the top and bottom meet up. Get in there, get in there. There we go. Just make sure the center is in there too. Yeah. I got lucky. It went in without any problems. So I'm going in and making sure I rub down the binding area. Then push out in the middle, then come out, because that's the best way to get the least wrinkles. It doesn't look like there's any this time. So we just want to work on this. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that pretty, guys? I love this digital kit. She also has red poppies. This is Elsie. Give me a minute. Elsie Bell bookshelf. I'll link her below. Okay, here we go. Now that's ready to dry. I'm just going to flip over and hope that nothing sticks to anything else. And when you raise it up, you want to make sure everything's laying down. Like there's a couple areas that weren't. Because when you move it, you know, look, it's like, don't touch me. I'm trying to dry. What are you doing? Okay, here we go. Let's get that down in there. Let's make sure this one's doing okay too. This one seems to be fine. It's this one. Okay, it should be fine. I'm gonna go like this here. Now I prepped around the outside of this one too. Now I know this might seem just repetitive to you, but we are getting to the pages that are not. Okay. Now this time I'm just going to use my glue stick straight here on the book since it's folded. And it's okay to do that if you stay where glue is supposed to be. So just stay to the inside of the book. Don't get around your border, in other words. And I'm just gluing down the left side, and then I'll come back with, you know, once we get that down, I'll come back with the other side. Now, here we go. It's wanting to come out in little dots every now and then. I don't want to put big blobs down in the spine, so I'm going to kind of push that away a little bit. We don't want to glue the spine and make it so stiff. Okay, now we'll go around the outside. Now, always also keep your ruler handy, especially when you do these double pages like this, because here it is. And you want to use the curved down side of this Tim Holtz, if you have the Tim Holtz. If you don't, just use what you've got. Now, we're going to make sure this goes down and it's centered top and bottom. Some of these pages are not going to let you, it's not going to let you, let me see if that's right. It's kind of weird because some of the border pages might be a little shorter than the others. Okay, now if you push your fingernails down in there, which is what I just did, you got to be very careful when it's wet with glue, because it will definitely not be happy. I love, this is like my favorite paper, and this is, oh good grief, I've got it written down on the last card, but I don't remember off the top of my head. Okay, so then you just go down there with your finger. See, the ruler helps make that nice crease right there. Now we're going to flip this one over, and this is, you know, we're going to do the other side. Just like we did that side. Try to stay off your border. Okay, I figure this book, the way we did this book the last time, which was completely wrong, really, but it turned out to be so pretty and very usable. It just was way too alligator-like. And it's really not supposed to be like that. So, oops, I forgot to put the regular glue on there. Or the glitter glue, I guess. I probably would have been all right. But I want to take a chance. My little Charlie, he's so bored at home. I told you guys yesterday that he said, you know, are we going to have to live in this house, stay in this house for the rest of our life? His mama said no, but his sister said, she spoke up, and his 10-year-old sister said, if you want to live. My daughter said it was so funny. She said, I didn't want to act like it was correct. She said, but his little face was like, Is that true, Mommy? Now I can't find the pin to my glue. Yay, what else is new, right? It's like the thing just disappears. Okay, I'm glad we're getting close to the end on it. All right, so now we're going to put the ruler in here again and make sure that portion is stuck down pretty good, and then pull out. Pretty much, I've noticed that oh gosh, that's a lump of glue right there. I thought that would just melt away. It will. I just don't want to poke a hole in my paper. There it goes. Oh, I just found it. It was under the scissors. So we're good to go on that one. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this up and make sure it's all doing okay. This one over here that we just finished is doing okay. Okay, now let's bring this up. Yeah, I didn't want this alteration book to, you know, take 50 years like the last one did. It wasn't 50 years, but you know what I mean. I don't, you know, that was a pretty drug out. And that was because I thought I was doing it correctly. I had watched some other videos that weren't real clear. And so that's what, that can get you in trouble sometimes. Okay, so you just want to make sure everything is glued down nicely, and then we'll bend over to the next page. Now this one, we are actually going to, I'm going to tear a page off of this here, throw it away. On this one, we're actually going to I've kind of sort of have looked at the paper and figured out. So this is going to be, we've got our first pocket right here. Okay. So the thing that I want to go under the pocket is this, and it is the exact same size. I didn't cut it, but boy, it's by the skin of its teeth. Let me see how. We're going to have to, this is the deal. You want to go under this a little bit, but as you see, it's glued here and here. So we've got to come up with a way to get that under there. I'm thinking we're gonna clip right here just a little bit. You want to not make it jagged. That looks like it's right. And sometimes you'll see a little bit of your book page when you do this. And we'll end up probably having to trim a little bit. Yeah, see how it's doing? If you just, it's going under there. It might not be in the exact spot like that one. Still not quite. This side is going in great, but it won't completely go in until the other side is correct. So I didn't cut in close enough. Let's just see. You don't have to put a lot down into the pocket. You just want to put down, move some of this junk out of the way. Just want to put down in here well enough that we're going to trim this little portion off right here once we get both sides under. There we go. Now see how that did? Now we may still have to trim. See, we'll have to trim right here, but we want to wait until we know we're in the right, we got everything in the right spot. So this little piece I made a boo-boo on needs to come off. It might cause a little gap. We'll see. And we'll end up cutting. Once we know, like, see, I want to make sure it goes edge to edge on the top and bottom. And then I'm going to kind of go like this so I know where to cut that one and that one. Because that's where, you know, it interferes. So you can do this neatly or you can guess. When you guess, you know, you get a guessed look. And sometimes you have to guess because it's hard to figure out. Just heads up. Let's see. Yeah. Now, I'm going to show you how much will show. Sometimes you can get it perfect and nothing will show. And we pretty much did that here. Oh, look at that. Yes. Now, I'm not going to glue it down yet. It's in place. I'm going to roll it over here like this. I'm going to draw with my pencil where to cut on the back. A lot of paper piecing here. It's basically what we're doing is paper piecing this book. This is not collaging as much as last time. And the reason, you know, we've talked about that. This is different. I'm doing this more like a journal. More like what I would do a journal, you know, that I put together. Because that's what people like. And I aim to please. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the glue on this. What have you guys been doing to kill time at your house? Man. Okay, let me get this other end. Rick is cleaning his office out, and I'm knocking out videos, one right after the other. I still have quite a few. So, here we go. Oh, we got to put the... I'm not used to putting two kinds of glue, but we got to have it. Now, on this one little area that goes under the pocket, that slides under the pocket, you want to make sure that your glue's not super thick where it will come off the page. Because, yeah, you know, it will glue your pocket shut. If you're not careful. The stupid glue just wants to drop a dot and then go on. Okay, here we go. Let me put this back in there. If I can get it in there. Okay. Alrighty. So you want to get down in here first. It's going to get glue everywhere on you probably. But you want to get down in there and get up to the top and the bottom of the page. Nice. And even. And putting your paper into the pocket is not as easy as you might think, because it wants to start gluing the second it gets to one point. Okay, so I am having to lift this up and work super fast to try to get it down where it goes. See, it's not perfect, but we're going to make it perfect because this side's wanting to wrinkle. Because I didn't pull it out quite as much, evidently. Oh, there we go. I made it work. It cooperated. Awesome. Look at that. Can't even see the white paper. The last book we did, you could see the white paper everywhere. So that's pretty good, huh? Okay, so now that we're over into the book page right here, I'm going to go ahead. This is what we're going to put here. We're going to put these little birds. Aren't they adorable? This is Christy's art design, I believe. She's got some rose pages too. And there's like 4 or 5 of these bird pages. Look at that. That is going to be so cute. Fits there perfect. I mean, this is the size of this thing. So you can, I took maybe just a smidgen off right there. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is this portion first. So we'll just ink this baby up, and it reaches from top to bottom, so there's not going to be a whole lot we need to do. Just don't get ink on the front of your birds on there, because they'll tear, and there's no telling how they'll turn out. Okay, now we're going to get out the glitter glue. Okay, there's a big blob again. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, here we go. Ooh, way to go, Paula. Okay, here we go. Now this is going to flap, this flap is going to lay over the pocket, the top of the pocket. So you want to make sure you get that edge really good right there. Okay. And we're going to do it like we've done any other book, except we're going to take the right side down first. Okay. Now some of these pages, you can't get down into the binding, so you just have to do the best you can. Some of them you can just kind of use your fingernail and just barely get them down in there. Some of them won't go in there at all. And then I'm going to, this one's so much thinner, I thought I'd wait on the ruler, but yeah, there we go. Perfect. Now you can see where, like right here, you can see where the pages got pulled out. It gives it a little hump, and it does that. There's nothing you can do about that. I tried to figure that all out too ahead of time. So now we're going to kind of go down on this side and try to keep that paper down in there, so that the other side will fit appropriately. Keep your fingers crossed. Okay, after we get this done, we'll do decorating. We'll do all kinds of different things in it, just like we do. We can do a belly band. We can do all that jazz. We're not going to try not to over bulk it, because that'd be a nightmare. All right, here we go. Now we're going to do this right here. Sorry, I'm concentrating on not getting glue anywhere but on this paper. It's not all that easy, especially when you got wobbly hands. Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed. Let me take this back down in here underneath. I want this to go back down in there as best we can. Okay. Man, I'm telling you, you have to be careful on your computers, on your phone calls, and all of that. There's scammers doing stuff, trying to get your money. Like even today, we have Sling, and I love it, so we're not going to get rid of it. It's like $30 a month. We do all digital on our television, so we save about $120 by doing that. So we have Hulu and Netflix, and we have our basic digital channels that are just, you can get on the computer. And then we have, today I got this message on my Sling, not wanting me to go in. They wanted me to join and have a free trial. I'm like, really, people? It would not let me sign in. I had to figure out how to do it. I couldn't do that, so I called on the big guy, my Mr. Technical. He can come right in here and fix it. So what do you guys think? Isn't that adorable? I love it. So, let me see what time it is. Oh, we're just 30 minutes in. We can go a little longer. So, let's flip it over. Ooh, when we flip it over, this wants to... Oh, it's okay. I think. Just want to make sure. Yeah, it's got a little bump right there. Nothing we can do about it. Okay, so we're going to flip it over. Let's see what the last page looks like, by the way. It's got a little bump right here, too. But I think that's where it lifted up a little bit. That's why you kind of have to go back. If you could just do one page at a time and let it dry, you'd probably have better success, or just flash back and forth, you know, more. Because, like, I'm rubbing this one down now, hoping that it will stay calmed down. Let me see what this is doing over here. This one's perfect. Okay, I have to watch this one. Okay, and probably have to watch this one. Alrighty, so we're going to go over here, and I think we can do 2 more pages, because this one's going to take a little bit. I did fiddle with this because it was more complicated, trying to figure out how we're going to get everything to fit. You know, I went ahead and folded this paper under to see if it would go all the way down, and it does pretty much. It works pretty good. I had to put a border on this left side, and I did do that ahead of time. That's the only thing I glued down ahead of time. Okay, and I wanted to bring this page down to the bottom of the book and then put a border at the top that was larger so it would look different, you know? So what I think I'll do is glue this side down first so that we can be sure we get that up underneath there. And it's pretty big, so I think I'm going to trim it, because you know how long it took us to get the other one under there. So you only need like a 1/2 to 1/4 inch. And, you know, just enough to hook it under that pocket. We have a side pocket on this one. And so I want to make sure... See, this doesn't have a big gap anywhere. So as it gets further into the book, it's a little harder to have this down into the spine. Gotta hook it under there first. Okay. But then if you get it just in the right spot, I'm trying to get this paper creased where it needs to go to cover this whole half. So here we go. We're doing this. Yeah, this one probably will not go down in there, but at least we have it close, you know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just glue it here too, you know. Just don't get it on the front side of the paper. The other side. So we're going to glue the right side first again, because it just seems that that will work better. Okay, get out the old glitter glue. I hope you guys are enjoying the different things that I'm trying to do while everybody's at home. Don't want anybody to be bored out of their mind. It's not like I'm the only person that's doing videos, but just, you know, I want everyone to have something to do, and trying to get back to normal. Then I got to have my surgery, so who knows what's going to happen there. Now I'm putting that under here to start with, and we can move it as we need. But I want to make sure that it comes all the way down to the bottom of this page right here. See? And now's the time to do that because you don't want to... I'm pushing toward the spine to get, you know, everything on here straight. Now I'm going to get my ruler. I don't know if he'll help any, but make sure it's going down that way. Now, I've got it down in there, but I don't know if there was glue on that portion or not. So I'm going to kind of add some to the very edge. Way down here, because it didn't fold right to start with. Just FYI. Okay, so here we go. We'll just do it for a minute and let it stay. I'm going to put my lid back on in the meantime. So I'm just holding it because glitter glue doesn't take very long generally. And trying to get it to glue without any problems. And then we'll fold it back over, put the glue on the left side, and then we'll work the spine again. Because, you know, if it's okay if you don't have it down in the spine. I just think it looks nicer. It looks cleaner. That's just me talking, but okay. Here we go. Let me pull this down where you can see. Oh, I just remembered I should have put that border across the top. Goofy me. Can't believe I forgot to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to find the border. Oh, here it is right here. I thought we can get it on right there real fast. I'll show you what I mean. I'm doing it fast because my glitter glue will dry. I'm going to put a little bit of glitter glue here around the border and up and down like this, so it will attach. I wanted the paper to kind of go over the edges of the border. It looks nicer that way. That's just me. I mean, you might feel differently. You can do it however you think it will work. Oh my goodness. Just got that on the table. Let me wipe it up. Okay. Now, that's slowing things down, huh? It's always something in the crafting, in our crafting videos. Okay, I'm going to turn that around. Learning how to work quick. Let me move this over so you guys can see. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tuck this little fold over into this pocket as well. I should have done this first. You know, I'm learning as I go some on this. So you kind of learn as you go. And so then I really want it to go. I see I should have put it underneath the bottom one too. So I'm not going to worry too much. I probably will have to end up trimming some of this off because it's going to hang over the edge a little bit. And that's okay. But see, it'll look better if this can go over the top. But I don't know how it's going to end up looking because the other side isn't over the top. And it's too late because that side's dry. See, this one is over, but it's so close and you can't even really tell it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to worry about that. Got this down in here. I was supposed to do it right there on this little piece too. What can I say? I don't remember what my planning ends up being, but I lay the papers out the way I think. It's not always the right way till you start doing it. You really don't know. You hope that you got it, you know, where it will work. Okay, here we go back here. I'm gonna, this side on the, not on the bird side, but on the other side. I gotta make sure it's down because it's got little gaps on the side. This just really presses the pages together, and it really does make a difference in how it looks. Okay, now I'm going to flip it back over in the right position. And I just cut a little slip of paper here. And I'm just going to put it over, and it'll be fine. But we got to figure out where to fold it. This is where I stopped doing everything as much as I could anyway. All right, so let's see if we can fold that and make it work. Keep your fingers crossed. I had not even figured on this one. So I'm going to pull it. It's pulling the pocket up, but I'm going to kind of rub it down a little bit so it relaxes and gives us enough paper for the edge of the book. Just like that. Okay, so let's just get this booger down. Get this little booger down. Okay. Now we got to get some of the glitter glue on here. I think I'm going to put it down on the page instead of on the piece of paper. We'll have less glue go everywhere, maybe. We'll see. Oh, we do have to put a little bit right there. Just a little bit. I'm not going to worry about a lot. Where it folds under. Come on, little booger. Get you under here. Keep my fingers crossed. Now, how did I do that last time? Oh, I know how I did it. Okay. Get under there. But see, it's not wanting to do it this time. Of course. Well, we'll just put it on this way. We have to just trim it straight, we can. That's so weird. It just worked a second ago. So what I'm going to do is, now I'm going to stuff it under there. There we go. It just was being finicky. Finicky. It's like, what the heck are you doing? Now, I want to make sure this doesn't stick down right here. No glue underneath. Now, at some point, we'll ink this, but we're not going to worry about... The only places I plan on inking are areas that we need to separate from the other pages. You know, where it doesn't look like it's flat. And we'll do that. Okay, let me plug this in while we figure out this next pocket. So this, we got to figure it out. I like the way these cute little flowers are right there. And even this border, it kind of makes it all come to life. This one's not going to be big enough. So, got to try this different ways. Because sometimes it'll go one way and not the other. Oh, it might work this way. Let's just see. I like this much flour being in the pocket. We might have to piece a little tiny piece right there if it bugs us. And you know it bugs me. Okay, but I want it to be straight so that it will line up over here. It won't go down anymore, so we're going to have to trim a little bit of an edge. But that's not bad, is it? Let me turn it so you can see. We'll have to do something right here and right there. And I have plans for that. So we've got this little piece. And what I'm going to do is just add some glitter glue on the back of this. And I'm just going to stick a piece underneath each side. And yes, I'm tearing it because it's going to go in there perfect. Okay. So, because we're just going to put that edge on it. You're not going to see the torn sides. That was lots easier than I thought. This is where collaging does come in. But again, it's still paper piecing. All right, you just want to make sure you don't put a whole lot of glue down in your pocket, because that would not be cool. Now it's going to come up and you just stick it underneath. Whoops, not perfectly straight. I'll just trim it off. Not worried about it being perfect. Yeah, do the same thing on the other side here. I just pulled a big piece like this because, you know, I don't want to deal with it cutting tiny little pieces, you know. I'm just going to stick it under there. Let's see how this works. And again, I will probably have to trim it off on the sides. So I'm going to flip this page over. It's the best way you can trim and get it as close to accurate as you can. Rub the edge down after that because it is wet. Okay, and right there. And of course, I have to turn the whole book to get around in the right direction to trim this. Come on, stay on it. Yeah, it's kind of close because it's down by the, let me see. That's good enough. One more little nip. There we go. Got little pieces of paper attaching to me. Okay, so we're over here. That's over there. What are we doing? There we go. Okay, so those will fit in just perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and put this on there. I feel like there's something stuck to my arm, but there's not. Our weather turned off cold yesterday. It was down to like 36 degrees in April. By the time we're in April, we don't have like freezing, close to freezing temperatures usually. Okay, so now I got to remember how I had this. Let's see. I think it was just like this. Okay, here we go. Keep your fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed that it will go under here and behave. Because we can always trim. Once we have the paper under, we don't need to be concerned because we can always trim the edges to make it work. You don't want the lines to be super crooked though. When you have something that kind of has to be lined up, it makes it a little more difficult. Okay, it's not going to line up because underneath, too far for me to reach, it's wanting to stick. Well, no, it just let go. So, sorry, I'm getting out of video here. It's hard whenever it's doing its own thing here. All right, let's see if I can get it to go up under there now. Come on, paper. Come on, behave. I'm going to fold it in half and see if I can do it like that. Kind of just push it. Woohoo! I think it's going to work, guys. That's why I like to put the pages down and get them all in place the day ahead, because then you don't have to worry about that coming apart, that pocket, see, because it's really glued down. All right, yeehaw. Now we're going to trim this. I'm going to turn it around again. so we can trim this side. Hope you can see this. I'm just trimming the overhang on the top of the page there, and I'll show you. I just trimmed off that. Still got a little bit closer to the spine. Got it. Okay, now here we go. I'm very pleased in how that turned out, guys. So you always have to remember, if something doesn't fit perfect, just trim the edge a little bit. Make it happen. All right. Let me put the lid on the glitter glue. My little pen went underneath the sewing machine. There we go. Stupid glitter glue. So last night, my daughter calls me. She's missing her mama and daddy. You know, it's been like 3 or so weeks. Almost 4, I guess. And she said, do you guys mind if just me comes over and visits for a little bit? I'll stay clear across the room and I'll wear my mask and gloves. And I said, yes, you can come. And I wanted to see her just as bad. Okay, let me see how much time we had. That took longer than I thought. Let's see if this one's easy. This one will be easy, so we're going to do it. We're going to do it. Because I had to put a big border on it. Because I wanted to bring the writing down on some of these because it's easier to, you know. I'm just thinking of how I would handle it, you know. Okay, so I'm going to do this side first, which is my left side. I hate using a glue book if I don't have to. Are you guys that way? They can drive you crazy. Okay, so here we go. Come on out of there, glue. Don't give me a hard time. All right, here we go. Let's make sure it's the right way. It is. Okay, now again, you want to line up the bottom with that little tiny spine. I keep thinking we're not going to be able to get into those spines. Some of them. I'm going to get my handy dandy ruler. I'm going to kind of shove this down in there a little bit. Here we go. Can only hope for the best, right? Little tiny bit of an edge right there. That doesn't concern me that much because we'll probably ink around the outside of this book. And then we're just not going to ink inside things unless it's pockets. Okay. No wrinkles or anything on that page. It's a miracle. Okay, now we're going to do this other side. We might be able to get all these pages done in the next video. We'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. When we're done here, we'll count. Or I'll look. I don't know. We're not going to have time to count anything because we're going to be over an hour at that point. Okay, so now we got the glitter glue needing to go in here. Oh, that's a lot of glue there. Okay. Anyway, so we enjoyed visiting with our daughter. She had a lot of funny stories to tell us about the kids, you know, just being bored, and the little boy across the street, and how Lucy, you know, is handling him. He'll you know, he's a boy, so boys, you know, he'll play a game with her, and she'll be like, you know, he's always trying to let her know he's gonna win. So she'll show him, and she handled it with a lot of grace, her mom said. Handled it, just said, I'm really tired. I think I need to go home. They're good friends. And since then, they've played like nothing ever happened. You know how kids are. Now this one, let's see how this one behind it was, because we weren't sure. Yeah, it's doing okay. Let's see the one before it. They're all still kind of wet, so you just want to make sure before you close your book that everything is laying down like it should. This one right here, I'm going to let go of that for a second. This one right here still wants to make like a little bubbled up area. It's probably because everything around it is dry except it. So I'm just flattening it out gently, because you can tear a big hole in there, to see if we can, you know, get it to stay down. So I thought I for sure would finish off this glitter glue, but I haven't. I have not. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We accomplished a lot today. We did, let's review what we've done. Let's see. We've done this page, which I think turned out beautiful. And then we did this page that's not cooperating as well, but it will be fine. And then this page with the birdies. This was a kind of a breeze page. I didn't expect that. And then this last page, which was, or the next to the last. So we did a lot. I mean, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layouts. Yeah. And so, yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, you should consider it. Go back and look at some of the videos and then decide. And if you have subscribed recently, I really welcome you and appreciate you doing that. And of course, I love all my subbies. I love you guys and appreciate you so much. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye.